Good morning and welcome to my home. I have been expecting you, so please come in and have a seat. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to finish washing this last bowl from our meal. Oh, it was so delicious. This bowl is very special to me. It's really just an ordinary bowl, but it is special because it was used in a very extraordinary way. I want to tell you about the time when Jesus and his disciples ate at my house. It is what we now call the Last Supper. This happened before Jesus rode the donkey into Jerusalem. It was time for the Passover celebrations, and we heard a knock on the door. It was Jesus' disciples, 2 of them. They asked my husband to use our upper room to prepare the Passover meal for themselves and for Jesus. We would never say no to such an honor, so we quickly began preparing the Passover meal for them. We prepared the food, we poured the wine, and we set the table with all the dishes. Everything ready for Jesus and his disciples. They all came to the meal together. I wanted to hear what Jesus would say or do, so I stayed as close as I could to the room. The disciples and Jesus, they talked as they ate, and everyone seemed to be enjoying the Passover meal. When they had finished eating, I heard Jesus speaking to his disciples. First, he took the bread and he passed it to them. And he said to them, "This is my body, which is broken for you." Then Jesus took the wine and he passed it to his disciples. He said to them, "This is my blood, which is poured out for you." I could feel the tears running down my eyes. I could feel the tears running down my cheeks. Jesus, the Messiah, was promising to save us. But I couldn't help to wonder how he would do it. I was expecting a mighty king, but Jesus was telling the disciples that he was a servant who had come to serve God, the Master. There was a point during the meal when Jesus leaned over to Judas and he said something to him. Whatever it is that Jesus said to him, Judas didn't say anything back to Jesus. Instead, Judas got up and he left the room in a hurry. I'm just not sure what that was all about. I didn't understand what Jesus was saying about servants and masters until he showed us. As I peeked through the door again to see, Jesus was standing at the table. He took off his outer clothes and he wrapped a towel around his waist. Then he took a bowl, this bowl, and he filled it with water. He filled it very slowly and with emotion. I'll never forget what happened next. Jesus went around the table and he washed the feet of the disciples. One by one, he washed them clean with the water and dried them with the towel. All the disciples were shocked by what Jesus was doing. Can you imagine? Simon Peter even tried to stop Jesus. Jesus, the Messiah, was taking the dirtiest job so that the disciples could be clean. I realized that this fit all the things that Jesus had taught us. He told us that he would give up his life so that our sins would be washed away. Before Jesus and the disciples left for the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus told them that they would all run away from him on that very night. How could anyone run away from such a loving, powerful man? I believed he was the Son of God, and I would never stop following him. Simon Peter felt the same way, and he said the same thing to Jesus. But Jesus told him that he would deny knowing him 3 times before the morning. Incredible. How? That was such a special night. It was the most special Passover meal I've ever seen. I'm not sure what was happening, but it was clear that this night was going to be an important night. As Jesus and the disciples left to pray in the garden, I had no idea what would happen next. But I knew the story wasn't over.